weekly movie theater.
Like, please shut the f up. I don't know if they understand how isolating it is to use people who sound like dildos with lungs to do these voiceovers, but if you want your... I wanted to kill this guy. I almost switched to the Japanese...
Talking about the Mario Kart World Direct now. Y'all already know how I feel about it. What's that name? Bear Man? Yeah, so this guy kind of gets into it. I would say, from what I did here, like, just in the beginning, yeah, this guy was tweaking. This guy's kind of tweaking. Now, I'm not on board with Mario Kart World. I think the game does look sick, but $80 is a stretch, man. Will I be getting my hands on Mario Kart World? Well, not really, because I can't get my hands on a goddamn Switch. I haven't tried because I don't want it. But them getting sold out right now. If you manage to get a Switch too, let me know, because, you know, W to that. I remember the PS5 days, bro. That shit was a struggle. Oh god, I got crazy stories for that. But yeah, Bearman 3600. The sad reality of Mario Kart World. Oh god.
Nintendo is about to taint their most valuable franchise. How do you feel about Mario Kart? They're pretty good, right? Always fun.
Yeah, Mario Kart, yeah.
Fun and thinly spread it out in an empty world. I know this game isn't out yet, but let me tell you something.
Empty world.
I don't need this game to be out for me to see how hollow it is. And neither does Nintendo, apparently, because they just had a...
To see how hollow it is? And he posts the most craziest sequence I've ever seen in Mario Kart history.
I don't need this game to be out for me to see how hollow it is. And neither does
I'm sorry,
Nintendo,
man. The raw running shit, bro, that shit's gas.
Apparently, because they just had a 15-minute direct
That
about
shit's
nothing.
gas.
So let's just see here. What is it that Nintendo wants us to pay $80 for? Let's break it down. For the first time in the series...
See, I definitely think this guy is, and I've said this in my previous videos, we're using our $80 hate goggles right now, right? When we look at this game, which is fair. But when we set that aside and look at the game for what it is, it is different. Because, I mean, I'm not buying this game. I'm not paying $80 for this game, right? Like, I'm not doing that. But knowing that, I can still look at what's in the game and be like, okay, no, okay, as a game, take it with the price. You give this game to me, you hand it in my hands type shit. What are we talking about? Then, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give my honest opinions on it.
All
but
the tracks are connected.
I think a lot of people are just using the $80 like hate
now,
goggles.
I'm not going to be
right
negative
now.
just for the sake of being negative, but let's just open our minds for a second and remember why we play these games. And I want it to be clear that these are my opinions. If you think everything shown in the game thus far looks like it was made by God himself, by all means, leave me a death threat in the comments below. I'm not telling you how...
It's not your first time, is it?
How to react to this game. I'm giving you my reaction to this game.
Leave your death threats in the
world to drive
Jesus
around
Christ.
in. What do you do in this giant world? Well, very little. The annoying prick narrator explains the implementation of missions. Yes, for the first time since Mario Kart DS, missions are back, and you have to drive around until you find them. I don't like the idea of that. I have no interest in driving around until I find fun things to do. The reason that works in Zelda and any other open world game is because there's always something on screen to check out, and exploration is the foundation of those games' structure. This is fucking Mario Kart. Go find these missions and do them, and you can find collectibles. Doesn't that just sound like a blast? That's really why I play these games. Not for the chaos and competition.
I mean, he's about to say, he plays these games for the chaos and competition, I guess. But, like, there's none of that in Mario Kart DS either with the missions. I mean, they're just missions, but there's an added layer on top of it, which is, you know, actually finding the missions. Isn't that, like, a part of the discovery, though? I don't get it.
Mario Kart. Go find these missions and do them, and you can find collectibles. Doesn't that just sound like a blast? That's really why I play these games. Not for the chaos and competition, but to do circles in the middle of a plane because I keep missing a ramp. This is like for the people who find the stunt jumps in GTA to be fun. If this looks fun to you...
I mean, they did add the rewind feature. But, like, you missing a ramp, I mean, this nigga just go around and, you know...
Boy, did Nintendo just make the greatest thing you've ever seen. I play these games for a lot of reasons, but at the core, for the past 30 years, these games
you also don't have to interact with this shit.
Atmosphere that comes with every race. Now let's take a look at these races. The big new thing as far as on the track goes is the ability to wall ride and rail grind. Okay, cool. Sounds good. And of course you have the rewind ability. Wait, what? The ability to rewind.
Oh yeah, he's about to go fucking ballistic. Oh, he's about to tear this shit a new one on. Okay, I'm not a fan of the rewind. But it's, from what I know, it's harmless, right? But this is very anti-gamer to me. I don't like it at all. But I mean, you don't have to do it, I guess.
For yourself, but everyone else keeps going. This is like the dumbest shit, right? First of all, let it be noted that this ability is only available in free roam.
Wait, is it dumb? Wait, is it dumb that everybody else moves in front of you? Like everybody else is moving, or is it just a dumb concept in general?
ability to rewind the race for yourself, but everyone else keeps going. This is like the dumbest shit, right? First of all, let it be noted that this ability is only available in free roam or when racing solo.
Yes.
So any strategy you could have using this ability becomes irrelevant the second you play with other people. This is just sad. Any of the soul Mario Kart has had is just being...
I was like, say that again? He's saying all the strategy... Wait, what?
Roam or when racing solo. So any strategy you could have using this ability becomes irrelevant the second you play with other people.
Yeah. I mean, it's technically a cheat strat, but I mean, it's also not because characters move ahead of you. But I can definitely see this being a thing to where like you fall off the map and then Lakitu like grabs you and fishes you out. It's like, okay, well, I'll just rewind instead. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't use this online. Why like, I'm glad it made it to where you can't use it online, honestly, because that would just ruin everything.
This is just sad. Any of the soul Mario Kart has had is just being turned into this weird, over-forgiving clusterfuck of ideas. I feel like missing a jump is part of the race, right? Knowing that a shortcut is your only chance at keeping first place means pulling off that jump is all the more exciting and rewarding.
Yeah,
so the
for
idea
sure,
of
I agree.
playing a cup and winning because rewinding before a jump is an infinitely better way of staying in the race over Lakitu picking you up and putting you down is just such a lame mechanic. A giant chunk of what makes any of this shit fun is now replaced with easy baby ability to never lose. In general, these easygoing modes...
I don't know about never lose, though. You rewind once, right? And then you don't hit it again. You're still losing this race, right? Let's say you rewind once, do it again. Okay, you might have enough time to hit that rewind before you fall off the cliff or whatever to make that jump timing, right? That's fair. But it's not like if you fail it again, then, well, you're cooked. Because then you do it a second time, for sure somebody's gonna pass you. I don't think it's that deep.
Picking you up and putting you down is just such a lame mechanic. A giant chunk of what makes any of this shit fun is now replaced with easy baby ability to never lose. In general,
to never lose, I don't get it.
I get that. I can see how a dumb kid just keeps missing a jump over and over and over again and just wants to move on and see another level. But in this case, it's like, why are you even playing this then? Races by nature are competitive. The point of a race is the competition. So why not give the player every option under the sun to not only undo their mistakes, but also beat the game that way? If your solution to this is...
Beat the game? I mean, I don't... I'm agreeing with this guy halfway, because he's saying some shit I'm like, okay, yeah, for sure. But to win the race, I mean, dude, you're showing a clip where the nigga goes from, like, what is this, first to, like third?
Not only undo their mistakes,
what lap is he?
But also...
Okay, yeah, from 11th to fucking 24th. I mean, you're not really winning the game.
Just don't use it. You're missing the point. I'll forget about the...
But you're not winning the game, though. Honestly, I can even see, like, if it's a close game, you rewind at all, you're not, like, you're gonna get sent down to, like, 5th or something. And that's not exactly winning the game. Rewind feature looks sick, but I don't know if it's gonna be broken or bad. I think it's just like I don't think it's like a whatever. I don't think it's broken, though. From what they show, it doesn't look broken. It's just very anti-gamer. Like, I would never use it.
Assisted steering, but the rewind is a major mechanic baked into the game. Why do I, as the player, have to avoid using a mechanic in order to make the game more fun for myself? That makes no sense. It's like if you were going to climb Mount Everest and someone offers you a helicopter ride to the top, and you just go, no thanks, the freezing 2-month hike for me, please. How does it make sense to...
This only works if this actually helps you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it really depends on, like, how useful it is. But with what they've shown, logically speaking, it shouldn't really help you. It's like the game is paused for you, but everything just keeps going at the same pace. I don't know about this actually being like a, oh god, I have to use rewind. Like, why wouldn't I use rewind here? Yeah, I don't know.
Easier.
I don't really understand this making things easier, you know? I can see this being cool, though, for, like, people that do, like, practice runs, like, time trials and stuff like that, so they know how to keep on restarting it, but they might feel the same way as, like, oh, yeah, that's, like, cheating, like, or that's just taking the easy way out. You better restart that race or whatever.
This is not a complaint about graphical power, but rather the lack of effort put into the aesthetic. You can have a game with very limited graphical output, but still make it look stunning on the hardware it's running on. Pixel art is the lowest level of graphical intensity, and you can still make a pixelated game look incredible.
Cool.
This is just a pathetic joke, as if Nintendo wants you to gawk at this third-party lineup of 5-year-old games, but won't go a step beyond the bare minimum when it comes to their own first-party releases. The little improvement in texture detail that is in this game may be higher in resolution than Mario Kart 8, but it most certainly is not even scraping the standards of today, and doesn't even...
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I couldn't get my rat's ass about what this game looks like. The animations are fucking amazing though. I love the animations.
Attempt to push the Switch 2
But
to
I
its
don't
graphical
honestly,
limits
bro.
and take
I really don't care.
advantage of what is truthfully a significant upgrade. It literally just is the absolute bare minimum. I can't help but watch this footage and be disappointed when thinking back to how mind-blowing Mario Kart 8's graphical upgrade was. It very clearly took complete advantage of the Wii U's capabilities and was a confident slap in the face to consumers, letting you know that this is your next generation. This is what you're gonna cough up $60 for. And now after Nintendo
80.
brags about the Switch 2's crazy power upgrade, they show us this. Like, this is anything impressive. Much less than it being unimpressive, it's just a sad waste of potential, and more importantly, lazy. So you get
Now, they was to come out and say, oh yeah, guys, the reason why it's 80 is because the graphics down. I'm gonna look at you like, okay, no.
foggy,
really give a
plain,
fuck.
uninspired looking, pastel-y, as basic as it gets cartoony art style. This is your upgrade, and this time around, you're gonna pay $80 fucking for it. In Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, the game runs at a silky smooth 60 frames per second, which, believe it or not, is something Nintendo games used to always do without question. But once you throw in more than 2 players, the frame rate noticeably gets kicked down to 30 FPS. Okay, whatever. I
can't lie. When I learned this, I think like other racing games do this that are also open world, right? Because it's an open world, like they render everything. I would just rather the structure of the open like world be different, right? It's cool that okay, yeah, you can literally just transition into like, you know what I'm saying, these different tracks and stuff like that once you pull up to them, right? Like, I don't know, man. I would just rather them be like, okay, there is this open world and shit like that, and then you can go into these tracks when you go into like they're separate entities in the map, right? Like, I would just rather that. I don't care if it's like masked with, well, if there's a loading screen between, like, I would just rather that just so that this doesn't have, like, there's no issues with this, right? Personally. Because, yeah, playing with multiplayer, it is now, now you're playing at 30. Oh, God.
believe that a Wii U and maybe even a Switch isn't capable
But
of 60 FPS 4-player. Fair
whatever.
enough. But here we are, once again, and Nintendo proudly displays the frame rate going to complete shit the second that third player pops in. Just right there for you to see in the Direct. Here we are, 11 years since then, in the year 2025, and here's what you got. Now, I am aware that last generation's consoles weren't capable of running most racing games at 60 FPS with 3 or more players either, but these games very, very clearly are much more graphically demanding. And when every dick writer on Twitter won't shut up about the Switch 2 being more powerful than a PS4...
We jacking Crash Team Racing looks better than Mario Kart Worlds, bro.
And when every dick
We
writer
jacking
on
that chat
Twitter
room?
won't shut up about the Switch 2 being more powerful than a
I like it
PS4
regardless,
or
but-
Xbox One, it's pretty fucking sad to see a game so unimpressive looking run like this in the year 2025.
Yeah,
Nintendo
maybe.
just couldn't be fucked
Boom.
to optimize their game
Boom.
any further. Why not? Because you'll buy it anyway. Oh, and that'll be $80, by the way. A month and a
That is true. You niggas will buy it anyway. People, like, when the pre-orders were going live, and you try to pre-order Mario Kart World standalone, like, by itself, the $80 version, not the bundle, they're sold out. The website crashes when you go there. People were coughing up bread. Sheep. They're sheeps, bro.
half before release, and this is what's going to
Come
wow
on,
you.
man.
As far as tracks go, it looks like this is what we get. That's not a whole lot. Of what we know of this game, there are at least...
Like, at least try to get the bundle. At least stand 10 toes down and be like, no, I'm getting that bundle. Can't get the bundle. The bundle sold out. We need Mario Kart.
cups and 29 courses. I think it's fair to assume that the final game will have at least 8 cups and 32 courses standard. But even then, that's just
There's
an
definitely a
assumption.
there's
And as
definitely
we
a
can
special
see, some of
cup.
these tracks are reused. There's a pretty old standard.
Huh? Yeah, are there 2 Crown Cities? Uh-oh. Is this factual? Is this a factual statement?
This
Okay.
game comes out in a month and a half. As a consumer, you can only go in expecting what is explicitly shown to you by their own staff. If Nintendo's trying to convince us that this is an $80 value,
Yeah, it look
they're doing a
cool,
pretty
Chad.
shit
It look
job.
cool, though,
Why am
graphically.
I
Like,
to
it's
believe
doing
that this
its-
is
it's
an
doing what it
$80
needs to
value?
do.
I'm not convinced by what seems to be less content than Mario Kart Super Circuit, nor am I convinced by...
Did this nigga say Mario Kart Super Circuit? Alright, that's hate. I'll give you that one. That's hate. That's hate.
I'm not convinced by what seems to be less content than Mario Kart Super Circuit,
You're-
nor am I convinced by a
What?
15-minute presentation about shit we already knew. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah, that
but I
rating was
hated
ass.
Mario
That
Kart 8
shit was
Deluxe's
ass.
DLC. Nintendo charging you money for tracks they ported from their shitty mobile game. Tracks clearly not on the same graphical prowess as the original Wii U ones. New tracks that were built in the mobile game engine because it's cheaper than putting effort into another track that's as impressive looking as this. Shitty tour tracks that are obviously designed for the auto-steer gameplay of the mobile game, so you constantly have no clue where you're supposed to be going. And you got charged for this. Already paying $60 for a Wii U port from 2014, but we're still gonna charge you more. How is it the Wii U's DLC looked like this, but the Switch's looked like this? How does that work? So looking at this, I can't help but wonder if most of this game was designed with that cheap mobile engine in mind. I'm sure this game will get DLC eventually, but don't expect any.
To be fair though, this like is water is, you know what I'm saying? Like let's see this stage when somebody uses a shock joint and then starts raining.
Thing anywhere close to this in visual quality. Retro tracks return and are implemented into the map. That's cool. There are no retro cups, however. New tracks and retro tracks are all mixed together in the cups for the most part. Your Grand Prix is going to be a bit new and a bit old. And also,
For the first time, you'll need to drive yourself to the next course in Grand Prix.
how is that like a good thing? For the first time in the series, we found a way to turn the loading screen into boring, monotonous gameplay. All the fun of driving on a highway for 3 minutes. I feel like this game is just full of ideas. And that's it. As if anyone on the team could just throw an idea out there and the game directors didn't know how to turn them down.
I feel like niggas wouldn't be saying this if these tracks actually look interesting, because that's my biggest thing. I mean, like, just look at this shit. Like, just look at it, right? It's optional though, man. Who cares?
What if you...
It is a bit like, okay, why? If he wasn't gonna make them actually interesting. I mean, look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. But I mean, at least they gave you the option to turn it off. But I guess like that could have instead been something like a different new addition, I guess. But whatever.
You drove to all the courses. Wow, okay. And then you think about it, and it's like, that's not what I'm playing for. You just think about it for more than 5 seconds and ask yourself, why would I want to do that? You end a race, game loads, you start the
I
next
think it's more so for Knockout Tour. I think like it makes more sense for a Knockout Tour than the actual Grand Prix, you know?
one. What about that didn't work? I get trying new things, but maybe they should make sense. Instead, you do one lap on a track, then go off-road and drive to the next one. The in-between driving counting as the first 2 laps of the next track. Good God. So basically...
Yeah, that stinks. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is made for Knockout Tour. It's cool that the option's there, though, right? But this was built for Knockout Tour, though. I think this would be okay in Knockout Tour. It's just the tracks, goddamn, design-wise, yeah. Now, like, maybe there's different highways that look better, but goddamn, yeah, this...
Instead of just doing 3 laps of 4 courses, you play 1 lap on each, but also drive in between them. Ah, yes. Replace the actual...
Driving on a highway
gameplay
at what looks like 45 miles per hour is kind of crazy. I mean, this isn't 150cc gameplay, bruh. Like...
track with the nothing gameplay of driving to the next one. Granted, you can disable this and change it back to the traditional.
This
3
looks
laps
like
with
100
no
right
driving
here.
in between. But it
We have
defaults
yet
the
to see
first
gameplay
option.
of
It's
this
like
game
even
at
the
its
devs were
fastest.
iffy about this one. I don't understand this. It's not like a relaxing break because you're still racing. You don't just kick back and chill. People are still throwing items at you. So why continue the gameplay, but just somewhere else with either basic or no obstacles at all? Who thinks of this shit? Replace fun.
We've seen clips of like there actually being, and you see these like there's actual enemies and stuff too. I like that. I appreciate that. Like they like enemies on cars throwing stuff at you and stuff like that. I think that would spice it up a bit. It's just the track design itself is disgusting.
Who thinks of this shit? Replace fun with nothing. I like the idea
Nah.
of nothing.
That's hate. That's
But
hate.
there's some shit I don't like about it. First of all, I don't understand the mentality of more racers equals better gameplay. At what point does it start to feel less personal with the other racers? Especially when you take into account that these courses are designed with 24 players in mind. So just limiting your game settings to fewer players isn't solving anything. Going from 8 to 12, that's not too crazy of a jump. But going from 12 to 24 is literally game altering. It sounds and looks like there's just a lot of really wide open roads with nothing in them.
Wait, so it's game altering. Wait, well, okay, what do you mean, like gameplay altering? Like you have to change the whole game to suit that? Right? I'm assuming that's what he means because he says like, yeah. What does he say up here?
First of all, I don't understand the mentality of more racers equals better gameplay.
I mean, like, you're definitely gonna have a more chaotic time, though. Is that not what you're here for, Mister? I play these games for chaotic fun. More racers equals more chaotic fun.
What point does it start to feel less personal with the other racers? Especially when you take into account...
Now, you are, like, playing with, like, 4 niggas. It's like, okay, these fat-ass tracks. Like, what the fuck, right? Sure. But I'm telling you, you can say that regardless of any Mario Kart. Because, I mean, you play with 4 niggas on the Mario Kart 8 tracks. I mean, it still feels like a bigger track with less shit going on.
Players isn't solving anything. Going from 8 to 12, that's not too crazy of a jump. But going from 12 to 24 is literally game-altering.
I don't think it matters that much, though.
It looks like there's just a lot of really wide open roads with nothing in them.
We know you can go into the plains. You know what I'm saying? We know you can do that. Do these have cables on it? We know you can grind. I mean, to say that there's nothing in it.
Really wide open roads with nothing in them. I can see this working for Knockout Tour, and I think it seems fine in that context.
You probably grind roll on the actual train
I just don't see 24 racers necessarily being more fun. Especially when the majority of the roster is a bunch of meaningless characters no one's gonna use.
Okay, what does the roster... okay, what does the roster have to do? What?
Characters no one's gonna use. I feel like having 8 main characters on a track allows you to be more engaged in the cup, and you start to keep track of who's your biggest problem, who's a pain in the ass, and who's sneaking up behind you. I really couldn't give 2 shits if
I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, it's on the fucking B. The fucking B is the fucking B. These like
fucking B is in 17th place.
Yes, you do. You just said fucking man. It's fucking B. Yeah, of course you're not gonna care about B. You don't care if Mario's in 17th place. The nigga's in 17th place. I don't care. It becomes personal when it's somebody that's in your way that's taking away your what's called, bro. And this B could do the same fucking thing. This B's in first place. Fucking you gonna be like, bro, fuck this B, man. What the hell? Then it becomes personal. What are we talking about?
But that's just my opinion. Knockout Tour looks cool, and the game compiles.
I disagree with that heavy.
That
doesn't make any sense.
I think this one will be interesting, but I can't help but be a bit concerned when the Treehouse guy is just driving through courses with no one anywhere close to him for minutes at a time.
Yeah, you're both kind of out of the pack right now.
Again, they're probably playing on like 50, 100 cc. Not the hardest zip code, buddy.
But
yeah.
Please, this game needs to have 200 cc on launch. I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that they haven't shown it, it concerns me, right? It has to have 200 cc on launch. Because this game with 200 cc, now we're talking. Like, now we're talking 200 cc. Now that's a game.
Oh, that's not a permanent state.
That just looks boring, like the opposite of the point. Before I whine like a bitch about this game's roster, I just need to say this. The people Nintendo gets to do their voice.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bruh. Like, you go back and play a Mario Kart game, bruh, and like you get nice at it. You're just cooking the CPU, bruh. And then at that point, you're just driving on you're kind of just driving by yourself, right? Until a blue shell comes due, right? But like, you might have a horn, right? You might have something to like block it. You're cruising anyway. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're just not a Mario Kart fan. Apparently he is. He like in the beginning he was saying, oh yeah, like this is what I play these games for.
Voices nowadays are the most annoying sounding assholes on the planet.
These extended races take you from one end of the world to the other. You reach places like so close.
That's hate. This is just hate.
Hey, there's a P-switch over there. Wait, who just passed me? Have a spirit showing at the
what does the person doing the voiceover have to do with anything, then? What do you want them to sound like?
Movie theater,
like, please shut the fuck up. I don't know if they understand how isolating it is to use people who sound like dildos with lungs to do these voiceovers, but if you want your
dildos with I'm sorry, I don't mean to, guys. That's the widest fucking insult I've ever heard in my life. Dildos with lungs.
Your entire audience to feel like 3-year-olds listening to a pre-K teacher, you're doing a fantastic job making them embarrassed to watch this shit.
What does dildo with lungs mean? And why do you know what that sounds like? You don't know what it sounds like.
I wanted to kill this guy. I almost switched to the Japanese.
Aight. Okay. Alright, man. Okay, bro.
Nice. That one's a winner.
I wanted to kill this guy. I almost...
What the fuck? What? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with this guy? Oh my god. He makes some good points. But some of this is just flat out hate. No, this is filled with hate. This is what I'm saying. $80 hate goggle. How can I hate this game? Guys, you can hate the $80 shit, but still like the what is being shown here, right? Doesn't mean you have to buy it because you have, actual standards, right?
Almost switched to the Japanese stream because this guy was so...
Mind you, this guy was like, oh yeah, leave all your death threats down below. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, fuck. You're the one you're doing the same thing. What the fuck?
That one's a winner.
I wanted to kill this guy. I almost switched to the Japanese stream because this guy was so fucking annoying.
You couldn't just say you wanted to switch. Why? What do you mean?
Wanted to blow my brains out. This game's roster is just sad. I don't know. Let's get everyone in the office to put in a name of a new character they want. You know what? Just screw it. Use all of them. Remember when...
Yeah, I will say, grabbing every single enemy or whatever the fuck known to man before, like Diddy, Kong, fucking, what's the other one? The female, the girl? Diddy and who else? I can't remember. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you could add, like, mad niggas in here, bruh.
When unlocking characters was a big deal, like how mind-blowing it was to see Rob or Petey show up in the roster.
Okay, Petey Piranha, cool, I guess. Rob is just like a deep cut. You wasn't like, Rob, yeah! I can guarantee you,
Is
bro.
this shit?
Stop
A goddamn fish bones. Are we just rolling the dice on the Mario Wiki to get these? Who cares about any of these? Sure, as silly as it sounds to have a strollin'
No
Stu
one
drive a
Snowman
car,
made.
who's actually playing as him compared to previous newcomers? It's just not exciting at all. Like, the excitement is just not there. If you go through this Yoshi drive-thru thing, you get food. You eat the food, and you get a costume. Wow. Finally the mechanic I've been waiting for. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with adding a silly little clothing option in a game, but I can't help but roll my eyes when nothing I've seen up to this point has been impressive, and every new idea just seems like a useless addition the devs came up with and have been wasting their time on instead of making actual meaningful...
That's hate! That's hate. He's just like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool, but at this point, fuck it. This shit trash too. Like, that's hate.
Content for a game that's been in anticipation for 11 years. And you gotta love how each
Dry Bones
costume
main?
has its own
Tight
slot
shit.
in the character select menu. Who was the senior director who let this one slide? Don't forget about them accessories. Just $80? No.
Yeah, see,
You
that's
would look like a
that
fucking
shit's so
loser if you
stupid.
didn't buy the $20 plastic wheels for the 4th generation in a row. Want to play with some friends? Don't forget several sets of our $90 controllers. Or that
Yeah, see, this is fine. Go off, bro. I'm with you, bruh. I'm definitely with you. But goddamn, nigga, like goddamn. Ash, what's good?
$50 camera. That $50 camera gives you the privilege of not only eating a hot dog for
Yeah, how do
dinner,
you hate
but also
different
dining
outfits,
alone.
bro? This is really
Look it up
crazy.
and see your friends' faces. I don't mind this feature, but boy oh boy would Nintendo really like it if you bought that camera. Please buy that camera. It reminds me a lot of Star Fox 64 3D when you could see people's faces flying around, except that was free and made more sense in context. I don't care about this, but Nintendo really wishes I would. We learned that the camera can detect up to 4 faces at once, but I mean, no one's using this. I don't know how many groups of rich asshole friends exist that are all corny enough to use this, but it can't be many. I watch this gameplay from the Treehouse event and I think, wow, I wish I was holding the controller. But then I just keep watching and watching, and I can't help but wonder, if I was holding the controller, what the fuck would I be doing? This looks like a long plain track with nothing in it. For every interesting asset, there's 3 minutes of empty roads. And then I look at previous games and there's always something exciting happening. The least memorable tracks in the series are those ones that just really have very little going on. Certainly there are moments that look exciting, and those moments make me want to pick up the game.
Well, yeah, because this is an actual track, and the other ones are in between. Now you can talk about the in between stuff. You can talk about the in between stuff being dull. That's fair. But you're not specifying that, right? You're talking as if the whole game is like this road when this is Knockout Tour. This is an in between, like, open world shit. You can complain about that. That's fine. But like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, like it's just a bunch of nothing. And then sometimes there's some interesting shit. Well, yeah, there's no shit. It's the actual track, the stuff that you will be playing most of the time, because that's what you came to play Mario Kart for.
Game. But take into account all that doesn't excite me and surround this one moment where there was an item flying and the sky looked cool and there's a filter on this one, and bring yourself back to reality that all the courses that this is happening on have a lot of wide open straightaways. Some of these tracks have the most uninspired themes. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a decent theme here and there, but nothing very detailed at all. I don't know if the devs realize that you can put obstacles on a road, but maybe they should play any previous game where there's always something to react to that's more.
It's the first, like, track, bro. This is the first track. In every fucking Mario game, the first track don't have no fucking obstacles, nigga.
More than just a right turn. So much about this game is everything I hated about Mario Kart Tour. Tracks that get used multiple times, just with different paths. Given they feature some new areas on the map, it's the same place, same theme. Then there's times of just ignoring the road. You know, the only thing you're supposed to be following. Like, I don't get it. There needs to be structure in a race, and there's just no consistency. It's confusing.
No, but this is open zone. Open zone. This is open world. See, this guy is not, like, he's not being very, like he's being very disingenuous, right? He's talking about just the game as at the whole, or at least that's how he's phrasing it. But he's not, like, specifically talking about the open world, like, tracks, the in-between tracks. I think they're called intermissions. And then, like, the actual tracks of the game.
It's confusing. What happened to just a race? There's different times of day and weather conditions change, which is cool. Seeing the time of day change over the course of a Grand Prix is a pretty neat idea I can get behind.
You're having to just a race. Brother, you're still playing a race. In fact, the whole point of Mario Kart is that it's not just a race. You got all these crazy-ass, dumb-ass items and all this other bullshit. What the fuck are we talking about?
For every one bit of polish, there's 40 instances of not giving a shit. Watch these hammers flicker because we didn't give them any animation. Watch DK clip through...
Okay, alright. No animations. This is literally how they work in... What? This is literally how they animate in a Mario game. What are we talking about?
Because we didn't give them any animation.
That's how they work! What do you want them to do?
Watch DK...
They literally... What?
They clip through his car during the results ceremony.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Some courses
sure.
don't cast
Whatever.
any dynamic
who
shadows
cares?
at all.
Who fucking cares?
But I do love some of the little details, like the comical text that pops up like in Mario Kart 64. I love the new advertisements all over the world, and I appreciate the little references they threw in the trailer. But good God, if this doesn't hold a candle to this. I can genuinely see the fun in picking this game up and dicking around in this world, just looking at all the little buildings and stuff, but I can't see that
He brings up Mario Kart Wii here.
in the trailer. But good God, if this doesn't hold a candle to this.
And all he just shows is the menu where you show the, like, you could have showed like an actual example here of like, oh yeah, like this track doesn't even compare to this track. Look at this track design. Yeah, you just showed the fucking menu. Why doesn't it compare to Wii, brother?
I can genuinely see the fun in picking this game up and dicking around
You're not like
in this
convincing
world,
me.
just looking at all the little buildings and stuff. But I
Okay.
can't see that being fun beyond my first time doing it. And years from now, when I come back to this,
So don't do it. So don't do it. You can do it the first time. Yeah, cool. Go play Mario Kart after that. Just go play Mario Kart. You can still play Mario Kart. Go do it. Like, just go do it. Like, it's not going anywhere. Now, if you want to be angry that, oh, they threw this in to make it seem like, oh yeah, it's worth the $80, because now we're having a conversation. That's just cap. Because this is like standard open world racing shit, and you want me to pay $80? Yeah, no. But you're just talking about, oh yeah, well, no, it can't be fun. That'd be fun. This just ruins the game. After the first time I do everything in this goddamn thing, why would I ever come back? Oh, I mean, yeah, you don't have to come back. Go play Mario Kart.
I don't want to deal with
And he thought those guys that seen Ray can't make a convincing argument. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jesus Christ. Mind you, he's not even mentioning the he's barely mentioning the $80 when he makes these claims. So he's like, I'm under the impersonation. I'm under the understanding that he is just only talking about the quality of the game. And it's just like, dude, what are you fucking talking about?
I want to play the game. It's easy to ignore a lot of
You can! Go play the game!
I don't want to deal with all the annoying shit wasting my time.
You
I
don't!
want to play the game.
Play it! Play it! You just said, oh yeah, I can see myself having fun first time going through this shit. But now you're acting like, oh, you have to do it, even after you do all this stuff first time. You don't! Just play the game!
New, and it's exciting to see what's here. But once you see it, unless it's an action-packed race like the ones this series exists for, I don't see it being very entertaining, especially when it's coins and missions that, once beaten, aren't going to have nearly as much replay value as traditional racing or battle mode.
But we love the Mario Kart DS missions. Now, Mario Kart DS missions was fire because eventually you unlocked a boss fight, and that was sick. Don't know if there's any boss fights in this game. I wish they would have showed it if there were, but since they didn't show it, I'm assuming there aren't any. But complain about that. Yeah, no shit, when you do a mission, you're never gonna do them again. What are we talking about?
Once beaten, aren't going to have nearly as much replay value as traditional racing or battle mode.
What?
It just all comes off to me as a strong foundation with a cheaply built mansion on top with nothing inside of it. At the end of the day, there's plenty that this game has to show that looks interesting. I can see new mechanics like driving a boat being interesting, and I can see new modes like Knockout Tour being fun. But there is just so much empty space filled with a big, hollow, worthless idea that isn't anything I play these games for. I do not care that I can change clothes. I do not care that I can drive.
Yes, you do. You do. You do. You just said that you liked the fact that, oh yeah, there was actual, like, different outfits and stuff. But then you was like, oh, well, fuck it. At this point, I just gotta roll my eyes because fuck, I hate this game now. This is crazy. You do care that there's different outfits in the game.
Anything I play these games for. I do not care that I can change clothes.
Yes,
I
you
do not care that I can drive around in a bland-looking world.
You just said you could see yourself having fun with this. You do care. This is 8.
I do not care that I can put my face in a lobby and watch other people have mild
Okay, that's fair, because I don't care either. That's fair.
reactions to uninteresting things I do. I
That's
care
fair.
that I can sit on this screen.
Oh, you're on DS. I see it. I see. You're on Mario Kart DS. You be going back to play the Mario Kart DS missions, don't you? The replay value. The replay value in those missions, boy. Boy, I'll tell you what, boy. Boy,
Pick any option and know that what the game is about to load will be fantastic. 4 races, 3 laps, fun items, recognizable characters, catchy music, appealing visuals, and a game I can come back to forever and ever and still find fun.
Yeah? Oh boy. Do I have a game for you? What is this nigga talking about, man?
No dumb bullshit. No open world with basic missions that could have just been a side mode. No driving.
I don't think he understands where he's at right now. I don't think he understands what's going on. I don't think he comprehends what he's talking about right now.
No dumb bullshit. No open world with basic missions that could have just been a side mode. No
It's literally the side mode of the game. But this nigga is crazy. This nigga is crazy.
No dumb bullshit. No open world with basic missions that could have just been a side mode. No
He doesn't know where he's at.
driving in between races instead of just loading the next one. No
You can turn it off.
cosmetics that make the setup screen 50 pages long for some
That's fair. But at least we have cosmetics.
reason. Nothing here is wasting my time, and it's all just solid. Everyone working on these games knew what they were doing, and they knew they were doing it right. No need to change what has been working flawlessly for 30 years because at its core, Mario Kart is a racing game. It's not an open world exploration game, it's not a wardrobe collectathon, and it's not an MMO. It's 4 tracks.
MMO. They're not turning Mario Kart into whatever the hell you think they're turning it into, bro. Mario Kart is still there. You just don't like the stuff that they're adding to it. That doesn't take away what the core game is.
Max 3 laps. You want to change it? Good luck. I hope it works out. I don't
Okay.
see the series through a rose-colored lens. I know some entries are weaker than others, and I have my gripes and criticisms with all of them. But something I can still say about all of them is that even though they've been out for years, I still want to play them. This comes out in a month and a half and is brand new, and I have no interest in spending $80 for this sad, hollow corpse of what...
And there we have it. Always go back to the $80. See, you could have like structured this video around that, right? But like you kind of don't. Because then I'll see your points a lot better. It's like, okay, yeah, like, is this worth $80? Is this worth $80? Is this worth $80? Because you win. It's not. Let's just keep it a buck. To me, it's not. I think as a standard for a game, it's not. Are you still going to buy it because you love Mario Kart? Yes, unfortunately, I'm not going to lie. With Nintendo doing this shit, games are going to be $80. And I like games. Brand new game that I really want, unfortunately, Here's my wallet. Like, it's just unfortunate, right? It's very unfortunate. But is it worth it? I'm gonna say it's not worth it. Ain't shit we can fucking do about it. Now, if that said game, right? Let's say like, okay, let's say brand new, in fact, perfect example, Kingdom Hearts 4, right? You know what I'm saying? No matter how I feel about the Kingdom Hearts franchise right now, Kingdom Hearts 4 was the first $80 game, right? Like, it was the first one, right? That's like trying to push standards. Fuck no, I'm not getting that game day one. I swear to you I'm not, bruh. I swear to you I'm not. Well, okay, that might not be fair because right now I'm not in the best, like, state with Kingdom Hearts. Let's just say that's, like, something I'm really, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I really need, I'm not. Because I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I don't want to buy into that. Unfortunately, other niggas will. It will become standard. And how long can I hold out on? Not very long, unfortunately. I need those games immediately. Especially as a content creator myself that, you know, gotta make content on certain things. But like, not everybody got it like that, bro. $80 fucking dollars. No! It being worth it to me, it not being worth it to somebody else. Overall, to me, that's not worth it. That's just stupid. It's dumb, lame. You don't structure this video around none of that though, so it's kind of like you're just coming off as a insane person that doesn't really understand what the fuck is really going on here. You're kind of just bitching just a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. That's what this video is kind of coming off at. On a scale of hate, 6 out of 10, right? Because this is very much hate. It's just not good structured hate. Like, I'm not buying into the hate, right? I'm not buying into it. This is 6 out of 10. That's hate.
Could have and should have been the most mind-blowing game announcement in years. Maybe the game comes out and it's great. I don't doubt at all that people will have fun with it. If I played it at a kiosk, I would probably have fun too. The Mario Kart formula at its core is just fun. But if you look at this compared to everything that came out over 11 years before it, do you really think this is going to be a bottomless source of entertainment in the same vein that all these other games did for you? Every Mario Kart is just absolutely timeless because they're all made exactly how the designers wanted them to be made. No clusterfuck of ideas and other bullshit thrown in just for the sake of saying there's something new. And I don't think this is going to be in that same camp. Questionable mechanics, graphically unimpressive, bland and often boring-looking design, and you're gonna pay $80 for it. If your cup of tea is buying whatever Nintendo vomits out, by all means, enjoy it. But regardless,
again, when he says like bad level design, it's like you gotta like be specific, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. We're seeing track design where you're jumping from this wall to that wall, grinding, doing this and the third. That's good. That's good track design, you ask me. That's interesting shit being done. Now, the straightaways, sure. You're not being specific. Like, you're talking about the whole game. It's like, dude, come on.
Your stance on this game. Do the entire industry a favor and don't pre-order it. If the game comes out to raving reviews and has a bunch of extra content Nintendo just didn't bother to tell us about,
Niggas already about it again.
Fantastic. I hope it turns out good. I don't want this game to be shit. But whatever it is, just ask yourself, is it worth $80 to you?
Alright, this is my shit. Yeah, 6 out of 10, that's 8, for sure.